Sneaky Nation, in this episode of Warframe, we're finally going to check out Ash Prime, have a general overview. I was able to build him, no thanks to Blackstar Dragon, but of course a big thank you to Gotham Knight for giving me the last piece I needed. And he's also going to be using the Candy Cane Scythe because it is Christmas time, so Merry Christmas everybody and Happy Holidays for everybody else, in case you don't check out any more of my videos before then. But please remember, leave a like and favorite if you enjoy, subscribe for more videos in the future. Follow me on Twitter at ZSneakyGZ for any more channel updates, and let's do this! And here he is, everybody. This is Ash Prime. I'd say that the regular Ash has probably been the most popular Warframe in the series up to this point. He's certainly been requested more times than any other Warframe, so that's what I'm going by. So this is the upgraded version of him, the Prime version, and his description is Distraction and Subterfuge become lethal weapons with Ash Prime, featuring altered mod polarities for greater customization. So we're going to take a look at his abilities and then later compare him to regular Ash and see how they actually differ from each other. So let's go check out those abilities. His first ability is Shuriken, launches a spinning blade of pain, dealing high damage and impaling enemies to walls. Okay, so up to this point in the series I really haven't praised this ability too much, not that I've really used it all that often, and now that I think about it, it's actually been a while since I last used Ash in the series. But I did use it in his stealth intro episode, which was the first one he ever appeared in. That was a really cool episode, and it showed me that this is obviously a silent ability, so it can kill enemies silently, keep your stealth going. And it also can actually throw two at once if you mod it properly. And apparently you can get up to a 500 damage per throw too, which is actually pretty good. Especially when you take into consideration that you can add a bleeding proc on top of it, which means it's slowly going to drain the enemy's health over time, so they're still bleeding. Even though you may not get the kill with the throw, you're probably going to get it eventually, if your power strength is high enough to actually deal the damage. But I'm definitely a big fan of this now, and I can actually get the power efficiency up high enough that I can basically spam it just like I can with Mag's pull ability, which is really cool. And next up we have Smokescreen, drops a smoke bomb that stuns enemies and obscures their vision, rendering Ash invisible for a short time. Alright, now I think there's actually an argument to be made that Smokescreen is his most important ability. I know a lot of other people would probably say Blade so much I'd put second. The reason I give this one the edge though is because it helps him get out of sticky situations and you can actually cast it more. You could essentially keep this going for the entire mission. Whereas Bladestorm may not necessarily be able to do that unless you have a Trinity or someone helping heal your energy as soon as you deplete it. But it also helps your companions, they all go invisible, and if you go to full melee mode, you'll actually be completely silent. They won't know where you are, they'll still attack your last known position when you cast it. As soon as you cast it, you cause the enemies to stagger too for a little bit, so that gives you a little bit of breathing room as well. And you can also change the color. I use green because it reminds me of Metal Gear Solid stealth camo. Good times, good times. And now that brings us up to Teleport. Ash teleports towards the target, bringing him into melee range and making enemies vulnerable to finishers. So this is similar to another Loki ability called Switch Teleport, only with this one you're not switching places with something, you're actually teleporting directly to its location. So for example, if you see an enemy across the map, you can actually teleport directly to the location and you get the chance to perform a finisher kill on them, depending on what type of enemy it is of course, or at least get a stealth multiplier. And you can also use it to teleport across the map to an ally. Maybe they're on the ground, they need to be revived really quick, and you don't have enough time to actually run over there, so you can quickly teleport to the location and save them just in time. Or, even if there's a cryopod, you're on a defense mission, the enemies are about to destroy it, or you just need to get over there quickly in general, you can teleport to that too. So it is very useful if you want to be a pro with Ash. You must get used to using this ability. And finally, that brings us to his ultimate ability, and definitely his most popular from what I've heard all of you say in comments on previous videos, Bladestorm. Ash goes on a rampage, teleporting to and destroying nearby enemies. And it of course is popular for a good reason. I mean, you get to watch an animation which is basically like a little mini cutscene, watching Ash jump on top of enemies, slice them up. He's performing finisher damage on all of them, so he's inflicting serious damage with each attack. I believe he can do a maximum of 17 attacks within this one cast. And he also has two holographic images of himself that actually help him out during this. And I believe there's a total of 18 enemies at most that you can kill within range. They're auto-selected. If they're within range after you cast it, they highlight red. That also lets all your allies know exactly who you're targeting. and there's a 100% bleed chance that goes with it. So you could even cast this as well because he's invulnerable while this is going on to recharge your shield or something. So it's very useful, very important, very cool. And now for a look at his stats at the max rank of 30, Ash Prime has a sprint speed of 1.20, which is actually very fast compared to most Warframes. Shield is 375, power is 150, health is 450, and then armor is 150. So more than likely while I'm modding him, I'm going to take more advantage of Vitality and Redirection. And probably the other one for shield recharge too. So let's look at his polarity icons. V-shaped in the aura mod slot, so that matches up very nicely with, of course, steel charge. And that's what I put there anyway because I like to use melee when I'm playing as Ash. Plus if you go invisible it makes more sense to melee a lot too. And then we have two more V-shapes, so here we're probably going to put, let's see, Intensify definitely to increase his power strength. And probably a Continuity to increase the duration of his invisibility. And then we also have one of these over here. And I guess we could put probably Constitution, actually would be a good one. We get extra power duration with that. We could even potentially put in a Flow, maybe even, where's the other one? Streamline works too. All that good stuff. So let's compare him to the regular Ash while we're thinking about it. So as you can see, from regular Ash up to Ash Prime, we have our shields increase from 100 to 125. And then his armor increases from 65 to 150. So clearly if you're in the market for an Ash, you want the Ash Prime, not only because he looks a lot cooler, but because he actually has some advantages over regular Ash. Now before we get going, the 5th Horseman sent me a gift, and he says, "Merry fluffing Christmas, you got debt." And yes, I do have debt. Let's see what he sent me though. Something good, we're gonna unwrap it. We got a Skimitar, a very generous gift from the 5th Horseman. So we have a new cooler looking ship, I believe. Select landing craft? Okay, so the default one that everybody has is the Lisette, Air Support Override. The ability is that Ortis hacks into enemy systems and disrupts security protocols for a short period. I didn't even know that, I had no idea. And then there are a few other ones, so Mantis, Air Support, Med Tower. Ortis delivers a med tower to restore health to nearby allies. That might explain why I saw somebody actually use that, or they might have used some kind of item too, possibly. And then Skimitar is the one that Horseman just sent us, Air Support Carpet Bomb. Ortis drops bombs in a line from position to the beacon you place. I cannot wait to try that out, that's going to be so awesome. And we're going to select that, yes. Yeah! So we have a new ship and everything, that is really awesome. Thank you very much, Horseman. Your debt shall be paid off soon enough, I'm sure. Soon enough. Anyway, Sneaky Nation, that'll about do for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. As always, please remember to show your support. I also want to take this opportunity one last time to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody, because this will likely be the last video before then. And I also want to leave you on one final note. So, as you may notice by the episode number, we are slowly but surely approaching episode 200. It's only a couple episodes away now. So that means it's going to be a big episode. There's also going to be at least one big announcement in it. And I already kind of told some people who were in my last Twitch live stream, so if you were there, please keep quiet. There really weren't too many people there, like, I'd say probably only 10 people heard it at most. Which, by the way, you should go over and follow me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/xxtgxx. Shameless advertising. Okay, anyways, it's going to be a big announcement. It's going to be another type of Warframe series. So, because we are approaching the end of what this series was actually kind of planned to be, which was just like a let's play of the entire game, and I've also been using it to introduce new Warframes and all the stuff that they bring in the new updates. So after we completely get all that stuff done, there is a good gap between updates. So there's not going to be much to do, and also a lot of my videos don't really necessarily appeal to veteran players of Warframe. So I'm kind of hoping this one will have more appeal. It's also going to be pretty different than most of my videos. It's kind of like a revival of a very, very, very old series I had, which I know most of you, probably nobody listening to this video right now is actually around for. But needless to say, I think it's going to be very exciting, and hopefully you enjoy, so be on the lookout for that. And thanks for watching as always. I will see you next time.